Hello guys, Panzermice36 here, and today's video is going to be a bit of a preview because this just came in the mail. This is the brand new Riffield model, StuG 3 late production, and also with the option for the assault howitzer. Now this is a brand new kit. It just released in Hobbylink Japan like 3 days ago. Maybe it was available some other places a few days before that, but like this just came in the mail 5 minutes ago. And I'm going to be doing the full build review of this over the course of the next week or so. But since it's brand new, I figured why don't we just take a look in the box right now. I don't usually do the in-box reviews anymore because they're not super helpful because you can't tell what the issues actually are until you put it together. But let's at least take a look at what we got in the box. So looking in the box here, we have a fair number of sprues. A little bit more than the comparative Dragon kits because they don't use as much slide molding in these. So some of the assemblies that are kind of multiple parts, in this one would be one part in a Dragon kit. Like here you can see the superstructure is multiple parts. On a Dragon kit it's just one big piece. There's also the pins and workable tracks in there as well, which are also a bunch more parts. And you can also see that, well, here's another example. The hull tub is actually flat parts, and you've also got Panzer III bits that aren't going to be used. I'll take a quick look through the instructions here and give you my thoughts. So right off the bat, you can see here they have you putting on 4 braces upright that go off the rear hull and support the rear plate. On late vehicles you can see there's only bolts here, but on earlier vehicles there's other rows of bolts there. That's because the outer pieces were deleted, so part C53 should not be there, but it's not even visible, so it doesn't actually matter. You can see we have the option to make the suspension workable by slicing off the bolts and then gluing the torsion bars all the way at the end, which actually makes them work like the real vehicle to some degree because the plastic is, slightly flexible. Now what I have here is the non-full interior kit. They do make a full interior version, but I don't usually do full interiors because it takes a lot of time and it's kind of, in my opinion, at least with the way that I build, it's wasted effort because it's not really that visible in the end. I will do a full interior StuG 3 someday, but this one just has kind of like the partial interior. You got the floor and the rear wall. You'll have a gun breech and maybe the radios. It's basically the same as the Dragon kits. So you got like half of the interior and then nothing for the driver and then no engine either. So here they have the mounting point for the chain, which is used to lower the gun support in the wrong spot. That's where it's on a MIAG vehicle, but as an Alcat vehicle this one should be like up there somewhere. That should be really easy to fix though. You have the correct late drain ports on the final drive cover. You have some photo etch here for the fender support braces, which looks really good. And here you can see we have a breech. And what I like here is about the breech is that they actually give you a proper 105 breech for the 105. On the Dragon kits, if you get a 105, you just put like a barrel on it. That's a 105, but I'm pretty sure the breech is still a 75mm. But what's bizarre here is they have, this is essentially like a mid 105. On late vehicles, they redesigned the recoil system so that they could delete the muzzle brake because, muzzle brake reduces recoil by directing it sideways. But they deleted the muzzle brake and then they had to increase the size or something in the recuperator here, which essentially made the recoil system bigger, and it would not fit in the cast mallet. It would only fit in the bolted mallet. So if you see a late Sturmhaubitze with the 105, they will always have the bolted mallet. There's probably a bolted mallet in the kit unused, and then you just have to get like an aftermarket 105 barrel without a brake on it. Actually, yeah, here you go. They give you the option right there to use the bolted mallet, which I guess you should if you want to do it with the 105. Another nice feature they have is they actually give you the coaxial machine gun, which is mounted on later vehicles, and actually give you the fancy extended barrel to make it mount into the actual mallet there. This is good, but this will only fit, at least historically, it was only actually fit on the 75mm because the 105, again, due to the larger breech and recoil system, couldn't fit the machine gun there. Now, there's still a hole in the mallet usually for it to be shooting through, but it's not actually there on the 105s. Another nice feature that they have on this kit, which is not included on any of the Dragon kits, is a proper mount for the C-hook towing shackles. This is actually a feature introduced very early on in the StuG, but all the Dragon kits either give you a really crappy looking mount, which is just like a square photo etch, or they just give you the S-hooks. You also got the nice bracket there for the stowage. And do we have the late clamps for it? No, we don't actually have the... So there should be some more square mount for the tow cables, but there's plenty of aftermarket sets for that. Now I do like how they've gone with the system, which I've mentioned before, as a good balance between plastic and photo etch for the tool clamps. You have the clamp itself molded on as plastic, and then you actually use a piece of photo etch for the handle. So you get the nice scale look of the handle, but you don't have to fold 3 parts together to make the photo etch clamp itself. Fire extinguisher should not be mounted like this. It should be mounted linearly along the edge of the engine deck. That was a feature on late vehicles. And they probably should use the tubular rear light, not the square one, but I imagine it's in here as an unused part from the Panzer III kits. So here's the late gun support. That thing right there should not be there. It should be all the way up in the top corner, because the mounting for the chain was different depending on the factory that built the vehicle. And everything else here looks good. We got the proper laid roof with the bolts that are exposed and the 5 support mounts for the crane. Photo etch here is good, and we also have the retention hooks for the engine deck hatches, which is another feature that's missing on every other single late kit, including the Tacom 1 and the Dragon ones. I don't see the doubler plates. So in late vehicles, when they switch to the Series 2 side skirts, where they have these triangular hooks, there should be a second plate that's about half the height of this one. That's what these bolts are for. There's actually a doubler plate. So here's one I'm building. This is a Dragon kit. You can see there's a second plate at the top there, and that's what those bolts in real life are used to attach. So for some reason that's not present here, and it's kind of noticeable because the plate is twice as thick there with the doubler that kind of goes over the top half to protect the superstructure side. We have some marking options here. And basically this model is a vehicle that was built October 1944 or later, with the final style of production. And they all had the camouflages applied in the factory in standardized schemes because they wanted the vehicles to be camouflaged when transported to the unit because of Allied air superiority. Because previously the vehicles were just painted yellow and then they were just shipped out, and then they were camouflaged upon delivery to the unit by the unit themselves. But these later vehicles, they were camouflaged at the factory using standardized schemes, and this isn't the standardized scheme. It's not too far off, but it should be wider bands. These ambush camouflages here are actually pretty accurate for vehicles built in like September. And they usually still have Zimmerit, but not always. So this is actually something you could do. But it's not very common to see these ambush vehicles without Zimmerit, because there's only a very small time period when they did ambush camouflage on the StuG. Yeah, so most of these schemes are kind of like the usual, where they don't really make much sense. You can find plenty of photos of the late war camouflage. It looks a lot more like this one here with these big wide bands. I'll go back to this one. This is like a Bulgarian or Hungarian vehicle. I think I've seen it before. So this one might have different camouflage, I don't know. But that's a pretty cool vehicle to include. So I know I might have seemed kind of rivet countery with how I was talking about the kit there, but overall it looks really, really impressive. If you want to make a late StuG like this kit looks far superior in terms of what they include than the existing Dragon kits or the new Tacom Blitz kit, but the Tacom Blitz kit's kind of simple, right? Because most of the late war features are there. Most of the changes I mentioned are just like moving things around or leaving parts off. And then when I actually look at the kit here, you can look at the quality of the molding. Sorry, the lighting isn't too perfect here, but like it looks really, really good. You got nice welds, nice bolts, and like cast texture on the cast manlet there looks really good. And because of how it's molded, it doesn't have the stupid seam lines like the Dragon ones sometimes do. We also have options for late muzzle brakes, which none of the other kits give you. And based on how this kit is molded, they can obviously make a lot of different variants of the vehicle very easily. So I'm very impressed with this. Here's an example. Here's a kind of slide mold assembly. Not as, sorry for the glare, but yeah, so as you can see, it's got a lot of nice welds on it. It's actually got some of the welds that are missing along the top here from the Dragon kits. Probably can't see because of the stupid glare. I am super impressed with this. I am going to start building it tonight at my local modeling meet. yeah, so I expect my review will be very positive of this kit. Only thing that's going to take a long time are the individual link tracks. Like I said, I'm looking forward to this, and from what I've seen, this kit looks very, very good. And finally, a proper late StuG kit. I've built a couple of late StuGs, but I have to buy like $100 Dragon kit that's been out of production for 10 years, and I have to buy 2 different aftermarket sets, which are each like 60 bucks, then like a metal barrel and everything to kind of assemble an appropriate vehicle. And now it's just all in one box. And you can also buy this with the full interior as well. So I'm very impressed with this.